Influence here, and today I have Magic Square's Tornado, which is their MS06 masterpiece version of Vortex. And out the box, it's great. It's another great looking figure. Does have some things going on, like this stuff pops out sometimes when I'm fooling with it. It does feel light. My philosophy is that diecast doesn't make the figure better, and lack of diecast doesn't make it worse either. It just makes it lighter. So you can take that for what it is. The hips are still kind of weird. I like the way the hips are. I wish more companies would do the way the hinge is, but I just don't like the ratchets in them, and they feel like the other ones. They're like kind of weird. Pretty great and pretty on par with the Legends. So let's get it started.
Transformers reviews, tech and the news, whatever else I use as a muse. Hit subscribe, I appreciate the views. Influences interest on YouTube.
So accessories, we get a book that's kind of okay. It's a small book as normal. I think there's less steps in the feet, I mean in the legs, than and it's a little different, the transformation, but it's basically the same. And it shows you how to put it in arm mode, which I will not be going over in this video. You get a card, of course, tech spec card. You get the gun. So let's get the gun out of his hand. He has that little behind peg that I don't like. I don't like the little peg that they use. And folds up to go on to the helicopter. You get these things on the side. They come pre-installed, but anybody that has the Legends know that you can take them off, and they just come off like that. I'll take them off for now. Well, let me show them a little bit. Nice little paint, blue and black. I do like that blue, that dark navy, or yeah, it's navy. So take these off. It's just a peg here and a peg back there. Put those on the side. And you get the front piece, the chest plate. So Bruticus head and chest. You also, I was messing with these, and these come off. Maybe they just come off to come off. But it's cool. And you get this big giant box because it did have the chest plate. So that's why this box is so big. Normal Magic Square box, nothing to run home about or write home about, or however that saying goes. Write home about, I'm sure. But you can run home too, and you won't want to do that either. Looks nice. I do like that they kind of cleaned it up a little bit. The back is a little cleaner than the Legends is. It doesn't have like the long skis. Let's compare him to his teammates, and they are shaping up to be a great looking team. And who knows what I'm gonna do, because I don't. I just had a shelf dive of Zeta's Bruticus, and these guys were in front of them, so everything fell on the cement floor. Well, it's a wood floor now, but it's over cement. And nothing happened to them or Zeta's Bruticus, thankfully. That was I didn't even want to look when all that fell. And it was my fault because I was trying to be quick. Instead of taking all the bots off the shelf, I was cleaning it with them on it. Anyway, here's the team shaping up to be rather great. I do like the way they're looking. Blast off is probably around the corner. They did their thing with these guys. They really got them out quick, relatively speaking. So now let's go through articulation. So you have the blade on the back that spins. You got his head. Show his head up close. His face is nice. Painted red, painted light gray, and then the dark gray around. with the black and the navy. Head spins all the way around, looks up, all the way up. No side to side because it's a hinge, you know, swivel hinge. Arm does the 360, goes up 90 degrees. I don't think anything else. This bugs me because it does come up. It doesn't tab on anywhere in here. It just slots in. So while you're messing with it, it'll come up like that. Not a super big deal, just mentioning it. Double jointed elbows, which I like for transformation and articulation. So they get you as much as you want. You got a bicep swivel up here. Got the hands that fold out and they spin around. And fingers, thumb is on a ball joint and a knuckle. One knuckle. Fingers are all on ball joints, but all articulated. Ball joints and a second knuckle. And his fingers are fine. Mine are. I think people were having problems with them falling off. I don't know. You get an ab crunch. And I mean an ab crunch. Like he's touching his toes. You get the 360 on a soft ratchet. This pulls up. I'm assuming, I didn't put it in arm mode, but I'm assuming it has something to do with the arm. I can't remember. Yeah, it goes all the way up. Yeah, I think that's the arm joint or partial joint. Skirts, he doesn't get out the way. All the skirts are fixed, but it does have a bottom skirt that has that mechanism where the joint moves like this. So that allows you to get ballerina levels of articulation in the leg. And if you move it like that, you can get the leg back at least 90 degrees. Not much more because it hits the skirt, but it's enough. Now, this is what I was talking about in the intro. These joints, you see how they're flexing right there, right here? Like that's not ideal. And this, you can definitely get the splits, but I don't like the way that feels. But you get the big splits. Again, those ratchets aren't the best. They weren't the best. I always had that complaint on every one of the robots. So knees, you got soft friction, and then you have a ratchet on the second end. So you get the ratchet on the first end, and then you can get the rest up with the soft knee. But it's so light, I don't think it would be a problem. But just be careful with how you move it. And swivel. I don't know if I showed that swivel up here. Down here he has rocker. Now the heel spur and the toe both rock. But it's easy if you're trying to rock this to do this because it's due to transformation. You can move that out. But it clips onto there. And then it forms that whole foot. But again, while you're maneuvering it, you can just maneuver this piece and not maneuver this piece if you want to. And the toe maneuvers too. So you can get some extra stuff there if you want for transformation. And I think that's it. So let's get into transformation. So I like to move this arm up. And you might as well peg it in now. Like that. And then you move this down here. You have to move the arm up in order to move it down. Because in the back, it'll get caught if you don't have the arm all the way up. So then you move this down, make sure the fist is together, and then you gotta bend fist like this, move this like in there like that, and you get those bad boys in there. There we go. Again, do that, move this down, move this around. I didn't get the fingers right. You should have got the fingers so they're straight like this. And you can move this up, back in there like that. Then you can flex, he can flex. Now for his legs, the feet, flip around, flip around. You can move this out of here to unhook this part, and you can move this back. Do this, do the same thing over here, move that out. You can move this back. Now you can move this out like that. I just do one side so we don't get it too confused. And now you can pull this piece out. Move it down, move that out, flip this out. Move it down like that, and then it clips on to the side here. You got all this stuff. This is gonna move around like this, but you're not gonna clamp it on yet. Then you're gonna move all this stuff out. So you can move this like that. So in here, you can pull this out to unclip all of this. Then I like to move this out here. And you can pull this up like that. Unpeg this from here. It's almost just like the Legends. I know I keep saying that, but I mean, if you ain't have the Legends, you don't know. You can start to see it kind of coming together. So you got all that, and then I'll do this side too. So you just pull this out, flip this around. You can get this out here like this, fold this piece out, and then it clamps on there, and you flip that around there. And you can kind of see it maybe a little better on this side. Trying to stop the shadows. Again, there's this little piece here that you can pull up. There's a little piece here that you can pull down here. And then you have this piece here that you can scoot up, and you kind of bend this down, move that in there, and bend that over. This you can move like this, flip that down, and then there's a tab that tabs into the leg in here. There we go. Move that down. Then you can pull this down here and flip this. This kind of goes around. It's tight, but move that in there. Push this up like that. Then this kind of moves around. It's upside down, so then you can show this one like this. You move this in. Tab that into here. It's hard to see. I'm sure it's going out of focus too. And if you move this out a little, it's better. Man, that tab is still tight. That tab was tight on the original too. Then you move this around here. This can fold in, flip that back, and this flips around like that. And then you can kind of see there's a little spot where this goes in. You can push all this in there. This can move up, fold that in before you move it up. It's like inside there. Just like the original, the gun comes apart and you can stick this piece in the front, which you want to do that now, because if you don't, it's gonna be crazy to get in. So it's just a little hole in the front. And this, oh, I never showed you. Sorry about that. This goes up into here. So just move this down, push this up into here, and then that is like that. And that's how that stores. Again, over here, this is, you can see it a little bit better because it's actually open how it should be. I forgot all about that. Move that in and it goes in right there. Now I'll put this in here. You can situate this. Situate that. This side has the hole. It's like a, you see how that's like a clamp, like a L, I guess. It has a hole on this side so you can kind of stick it in there. And then just a series of pegs, and this goes all the way back. You got to cover this right here. It's a hinge. It's a tight hinge. And I didn't break it, but I just broke that thing off. Put that back on. Yeah, it's this hinge right here. In there, you just scoot it back. Everything should be good. Then you can just combine all this together. Make sure it goes around where it should. Except for this. Make sure all these are lined up well too. These tabs are still tight, man. The tabs on this guy was tight on the Legends too. But you can see I got it in. But there you go. I think these legs are much easier. Maybe just because it's bigger. I don't know. But it seems much easier to me than the Legends. This, I'll kind of pull this out. There's a lot of stuff going on in here. So then you want to move this all the way up. Move these out, and then you can get these down like this. Then you just start unfurling stuff. Stuff needs to unfurl. You still have these things in here that you need to pull out to unfurl and to fill in right there. Right here. Right there. Then over here, the same thing. Pull this out, pull this up. Flip that out. This can go down. You can tab that in right there and then pull this out like this again. And this goes down on a slider right here. Just so it's kind of intuitive because you know how it's supposed to look. So you get it to where it's supposed to be. Now you gotta get all this stuff together, which isn't the easiest, but it's not the hardest either. So So this, if you can see how you get this out of here and tab it in here. And make sure that joint, there's a joint for the arm that pops up. Make sure that joint is in all the way, or you won't be able to tab these together. So tab these on the side. I think you can do it now. And then I try to get all this stuff together. It like pull in eventually, which I do like that, how they have it like that, because there's 2 pegs in here. So these arms, flip it over. It's probably easier to do this way or to figure it out this way. So these arms right here, you can see, you can go like this and then tab them together. You can see that way. And you need to be able to clamp these 2 on this thing right here. When you move it up. So you move this up, this goes into there. And then you move this and you want to clamp this onto here. You can move this down because it should be going, it should go down and meet right here. You can see all the tabs and everything. Tabs, man, tabs is not good. There we go. Maybe I'm not good. Maybe I just need to get right. Then this goes here. I'm not sure if I showed it or not, but these things right here just fold up in there like that. And you kind of have it looking like this. And then you want to clamp this on. It's hard to show, but you're clamping this onto here, right there. And that's like a tight clamp. You can see it a little better there. And then you can get it solidified with the upper arm or the lower arm or 4. Whatever that is, that peg that goes together like that. Then these, you know, you want to get this situated where these 2 tabs are in there like that. And on this side too. As long as you have it right, it should work. It should go into those tabs. I don't have it right like I should. There we go. Off center just a little bit, it'll be a wrap. Then you just tab all these together. This is a upper, you know, upper lower mushroom peg like thing. That, I think that gave me trouble before too. Because you're trying to peg in all this stuff, but then you had that one peg. I know why they did it, to make it solid. There you go. Kind of peg all this stuff together and then push that down and it pegs in just like that. You move this down here. You move these around. Up. Make sure this is all the way in to get it tight. I don't know if I said to pull this out, but you should pull that out beforehand or it will be a problem. And you move this down here like this. That could be a gripe, this right here, this big hole. And you can just do this. helicopter blades. They are pegged on underneath. And you can peg these guns on to the side here. I think that's where, yeah. This I thought you could peg in somewhere. I remember me putting it somewhere. I don't know if it was on here on the side. I think it was. I think it had a peg and it went on maybe right there. I don't know. But it doesn't seem to go on here anywhere. Oh no, there's a peg right there and it folds up. I thought it went somewhere, but it doesn't seem to. And here you are with the helicopter, attack chopper, whatever you want to call it. Goes pretty good. You can move both of these at the same time, so like a real helicopter. Oh, there we go. Make sure it's straight up and down. These things. Nice looking paint, nice looking helicopter. There are some smudges in different places. I was trying to feel. I don't know, not there. Could have been from me. Could have been my fingerprints. It looked like it was embedded in the paint. I think one of my other figures had that happen, where somebody must have painted it. Maybe it's not. Maybe it was just a paint. Get this a little tighter. Yeah, but here's the bottom. Bottom's cool. Back, you got all the thrusters. It does kind of hide that space that I don't like. It's fine. It's fine. You want it for alt mode? I think it's a good alt mode. And yeah, there we go. That's pretty much it. All right, so if y'all enjoyed this video, let me know and I'll get up with y'all in the next one. Thank you for joining me again. Peace.
You know, life ain't over. Life ain't over. Life ain't over. As long as you alive, you can give another try and take it real high if you want.